Yo, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve. Y'all, my name is Jose. How's everybody doing today, man? Listen, hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys are meditating and connecting the sauce, bro. You know, we love you, we miss you. We want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love y'all, man. Shout out to Sauce. I love you guys. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, my angel gods, my demon gods, and my spirit gods. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. Shout out to everything. I fucking love y'all, man. So look, it's Tuesday, y'all. I'm not live on the gram, bro. I'm live on YouTube. So it's Tuesday, August 19th. Let me see. Last time I went live was 8 days ago. That's like the longest I've been off in like 3 years, bro. Hold on one second. This is not weird, bro. What the hell that was, bro? All right, so whatever. I ain't been live in 8 days, bro. So I got a lot to talk about, right? I've been doing so much, bro. You know what I'm saying? In place of my lives, I've been writing. So I got a lot of music. I got so much music, bro. Like, you know, I'm getting everything in order, bro. So, you know, there's a lot of bullshit that, and that's not bullshit. It's just, uh, there's a lot involved in this shit, bro. Right? There's a lot more than I anticipated. So, with that said, I'm getting everything in order because I do own a lot of beats. You know, I did make a lot of purchases over the last couple of months. Now, I didn't make expensive purchases, but nonetheless, I still have licenses, so I can still sell music. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of organization, which is what I'm learning and what I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? So it's a learning process. This whole thing is a learning process, and during this learning process, I'm still writing, I'm still making music, I'm still doing what I do, bro. I just finished recording a song, bro. I got sidetracked and I recorded like 3 tracks, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know, I jumped back on track this morning, bro, and you know, I just finished banging out a song. So that's my second one today because I made one when I got home. When I got home at 4, I recorded a song. Right as soon as I got here, bro, I came right in the studio. I recorded and I went to sleep. And I woke up, I wrote, and I came in here, I recorded, and I was sitting outside, and I was getting some sun, bro, and I was like, I should go do a live, bro. I haven't gone live in a while, bro. So I decided to come on. Thank you, whoever joined, bro. Thank you, bro. Mr. Shadow. Yo, what's good, my fellow alien brother? What's good, Mr. Shadow? How you been, bro? How you been, man? I hope you been good, bro. So I've been doing that, you know what I'm saying? And I've been having fun. Like I said, I'm learning my voice. I'm learning how to play with my voice. You know, I'm learning a lot with this music shit, bro. So I'm really enjoying it, bro. I've been great, bro. Just chilling and enjoying. Nice, bro. Nice, bro. I got a SoundCloud channel, Mr. Shadow. So if you want to, you could join my SoundCloud, bro. And listen, and I got like 55 tracks on there, bro. I posted 55 tracks, bro. I got 55 songs, bro, so far. And that's not all of my music, bro. That's, you know, that's just stuff that, I put, you know, that I wanted to release, bro. So look me up on SoundCloud, Yahweh, bro. Yahweh, bro. I'm Yahweh, bro. That's it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of music on there, bro. And I'm about to drop another track today, bro. I dropped one yesterday. I've been talking to the son recently. That's good, bro. You're supposed to, bro. That's your father, bro. That's your daddy, bro. Talk to him. You're supposed to talk to him as soon as you see him every day, bro. As soon as you wake up, go outside and say hello to your daddy, bro. That's your daddy, bro. You're supposed to go outside and say hello, Papa. I love you, bro. Thank you for shining, bro. You know what I'm saying? And trust and believe he will respond. It will shine brighter. That shit will shine brighter, bro. Trust and believe. When you talk to that shit gonna shine brighter for you, bro. Because it's acknowledging you, bro. That's how the sun works, bro. He's listening. He's always listening, bro. I was just outside. I'm telling you, the son told me to come in here and do the live, bro. Listen to me, bro. I was just out there, bro. I was outside smoking. I ain't got no weed, right? But I'm smoking this shit. Listen to me, bro. I bought this in January. I bought this in January, bro. I bought this in Kansas City, Missouri, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a THC Delta pen, bro. It was the only thing I can get my hands on at the time. So I smoked it until I got here. And I put this shit in my drawer, bro. And then finally I got a weed. I'm like, oh shit, I got a weed, bro. And I opened this shit is full, bro. I was like, oh shit, it works too, bro. This shit got me fucked up, bro. That shit works, bro. When I talk to it, I ask it to shine brighter than it did. You don't have to ask it to do that, bro. It's gonna do that to acknowledge you. You don't have to ask it to shine brighter, bro. All you gotta do is acknowledge the sun, bro. The sun is a person just like you and me, bro. The sun has a conscience just like you and me, bro. Like it can talk, it can hear, it can do everything, bro. It doesn't talk the way we talk in that sense, right? It's a vibration. It can talk in telepathy, bro, and give you feelings and emotions in your heart, bro. So think about this, bro. Any single time that you go outside and you acknowledge the sun is gonna burn brighter for you, bro. It doesn't matter if you ask the sun to burn brighter, it's gonna do it automatically. Ask it something different. Why don't you ask it how it's doing? Why don't you say, I love you, bro? Thank you for shining for me. You've been shining for me my whole life. Every day, bro. Every day the sun goes up and shines. Every single day of your life, bro. Say thank you, bro. Because you never say thank you, bro. Nobody does, bro. You understand? And I know that for a fact, bro. So with that said, this is why, I try to tell people, you gotta learn to acknowledge the sun. The sun is God, bro. That's God, bro. No matter what look, they say, and it's not what they say. God is everything, and everything is God. You understand? So with that said, you have to understand that nothing exists outside of God. Nothing exists outside of God, bro. Everything is God. Everything, bro. There's no such thing as the devil. There's no such thing as evil. There's no such thing as none of that shit. It's kind of mind-blowing, and it's kind of fucked up in a sense, but it's the truth. You understand? And the reason why things are the way they are is because they gave us free will. You understand? That's kind of where they fucked up. You gave us you broke us off, right? And then you gave us free will. You told us to do whatever we want. So people gonna do whatever the fuck they want. You may not know that yet, right? But you're gonna learn today. Right? You're gonna learn today. There's always consequences for your actions. So think about what you're doing with your life. Think about what you're doing with your free time, bro. Think about what you're doing when you're behind those closed doors and you think nobody's watching you, bro. Because you're being fucking watched, bro. You understand? You're being watched, bro. Yeah, right? And you're being judged for that shit, bro. You understand me? So you people that think that you're getting away with shit and you think that because you close the door and you got 15 locks on that door, that you hiding some shit, you ain't hiding nothing. You ain't hiding not a damn thing, bro. You understand? God is sitting right in front of you watching you. You sitting right there like this, bro. You sitting right there like this, right in front of your face. And you know what's fucked up? Is that you don't see him. You don't see him, bro. But he's there. And he's always there, bro. He's just watching you, bro. He's just watching you, bro. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, huh? You think you're gonna get away with this? Do you really believe that, bro? This is what you people have to learn, bro. This is the harsh truth. This is the harsh truth for you, bro. Because I had to learn this shit the hard way. You understand? Repenting your sins and talking to God about what you did. You know how hard that shit is. You have any idea how hard that shit is? Do you guys have any idea what kind of fucked up shit be going on in this fucking world, bro? And imagine having the answer for everything that you've done. Now, thank God I didn't do certain things, right? Thank God I didn't cross the line, bro. You understand? But there's a lot of people that did, and they think they got away with it. And that's the thing, is that you did it, bro. Nobody does. Nobody ever does, bro. God is there. God is always there. So even, if man doesn't catch you, bro, God already caught you. The universe got you, bro, a long time ago. As soon as you thought about it, they got you, bro. As soon as you thought about it, bro, that shit went in the books, bro. Look at what he's thinking, bro. Look at what he's thinking, bro. You see what he's thinking, bro? Yo, bro, this is how it is. This is how you gotta get self-mastery, bro, because you gotta can't control your emotions. You gotta can't control your thoughts. Because every single thing is being recorded, bro. Every fucking thing is being recorded, bro. You understand? That's God for you, bro. That's God, man. I love you. I love you, bro. That's God for you, bro. That's why I have no worries. I have no concerns. He sees all. He knows all. He knows what's happening. He knows what's going on here, bro. So with that said, what can I do? What can I do, bro? What can I do, bro? You understand? So I'm gonna do what I need to do, and it's a co-create. So I do what I always do my part, and I'm working on. Like I said, I'm still working on that, right? I still have some things to overcome, even though I feel like I overcame a lot. I still have a little bit of fear in me, and I learned that last night, believe it or not, bro. Or should I say this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning when I decided to do some fucking DMT, bro. Right? At 4 in the morning, bro, I'm hitting my DMT pen, bro. I'm in another dimension, bro. Listen to me, bro. That DMT is scary, bro. That shit, I was scared, bro. Listen to me, bro. I'm never scared, bro. And that shit had me scared, bro. And I recorded. I was recording, bro, because I'm like, bro, I want to catch anything weird, bro. So I put on a Trippy video. If anything, I want Trippy here, bro. Because I take mushroom journeys with Trippy. So I feel more comfortable doing DMT with Trippy, bro. So I put Trippy on. Now listen to me, bro. Once I hit this pen, bro, I hit the pen 3 times, bro. I put this shit down, bro. And this shit started kicking in, bro. The whole video changed. Listen to me, bro. The video changed, bro. So I started recording, bro. I said, yo, look at this. Why this is not the Trippy video no more, bro? It took me to a whole other place, bro. And the sounds were different. Everything was weird, bro. Right? So for like 8 minutes, this lasted 8 minutes, bro. I recorded it. It lasted 8 minutes. And the whole time I got the phone right here, bro. Listen to me. I got the phone like this, bro. Right? I'm like, yo, y'all see this? Y'all see this shit, bro? This is not what I was watching, bro. Right? So I have this experience. It lasted about 5 minutes, bro. And I come back, bro. And I watched the video. Because, bro, there's no way. Bro, everything changed. Listen to me. Everything on the TV changed. I was not watching the Trippy video no more. And then it casually, somehow, some way morphed back into the Trippy video when I came back. So I got this whole shit recorded. So I'm like, yo, bro, I recorded that whole shit, bro. There's no way you're not going to see what I saw, bro. But when I watched the video, bro, the Trippy video never cut off. It never cut off, bro. So it leaves me like, what the fuck, bro? Because I was watching the phone, bro. I was watching the phone, bro. I saw what I was watching both screens, bro. Like, yo, bro, this is not the same. This is just not the Trippy video. But when I hit the playback and I watched the playback, it's the Trippy video the whole time, bro. DMT is crazy. This DMT is crazy, bro. I don't know if I can get comfortable with that, bro. I might not do it. I might finish what I bought, but I'm not gonna do it again, bro. I'm not gonna buy no more, bro. To be honest with you, bro. No, thank you. I stick to mushrooms. I stick to my mushrooms, bro. I love my mushrooms, bro. DMT is wild, bro. But look, I recommend it if you want to learn reality, because it's gonna show you reality, guaranteed, bro. Guaranteed, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if you get a chance to take a hit of some DMT, hit that shit hard like you hit a blunt, bro. Hit that shit hard as fuck, bro. And then just put it down, bro. Just put it down and just wait. Because like 30 seconds later, you're gonna be in a whole other place, bro. Right? The whole area around you is gonna become weird, bro. That's why I just sit down, bro. Listen to me. I sit down, I don't move, bro. I don't move, I don't get up. I just sit there, bro. I just sit there like this, bro. Right? The whole journey, bro. I'm just sitting there like this, bro. Like, wow, bro. This is crazy, bro. And it'd be the weirdest shit going on, bro. Right? The whole time, I'm just in the room. I'm just sitting in the room, bro. But DMT, bro, if you want to learn the truth about reality, I recommend it. But if you're fearful, don't, bro. If you're fearful, don't, bro, because that should have put you in the loony bin. That should have put you in the loony bin, bro. That's the truth I can tell you, bro. That should have your ass right in the loony bin, bro. Listen, you know what I saw, bro. Do you have any idea what the fuck I saw, bro? I'm going crazy, bro. You understand? That's the kind of shit I'm talking about, bro. So, don't do it if you're fearful, bro. If you got heart and you got nuts, nigga, hit that shit hard. Hit that shit like it's a blunt, bro. Hit that shit hard, bro. Right? And then just go, bro. Just go. And when you come back, you may never ever want to do it again, but just know that you saw the truth, bro. Just know that you saw the truth, bro. You could deny it if you want to, nigga. That was the truth, bro. Right? So, put that out there. All you people that like to steal my shit, bro. When I talk to it, how have the trips been going? Have you hit the pen more? Yeah, bro. I just, I was doing DMT today. Yeah, today, 4 o'clock in the morning, bro. I did DMT, bro. The shit I saw was fucking crazy, bro. I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like, how do you explain that, bro? To this day, I can't understand the shit I be seeing. It was nothing like my last trip. It was nothing like the last trip, but it was definitely fucking weird, bro. It was weird, bro. Right, and to think, bro, right after that journey, look, the journey lasted me 5 minutes. I went to sleep, bro. I went right to sleep, bro. I was tired, bro. I went right to sleep, bro. But I only slept for like, what, 3 hours? I slept like 3 hours. I have to go back to sleep, bro. I slept like 3 hours, bro. And then I woke up. You know what I'm saying? I got routines I try to keep in place, bro. I do certain things, certain times of the day, bro. You know, I like to go sit out in the sun for an hour. I like to write while I'm out there, right? I like to smoke while I'm out there. And this is why you see I'm so dark, bro, because I do this every day, bro. I'm always sitting outside, bro. I sit right in the sun. That shit shines right on me, bro. And I stay out there sometimes I'll be out there for like 2, 3 hours, bro. Sometimes I don't come back in the house for 2 or 3 hours. I just be out there, bro. I'll be out there. I'll come back in. I'll take a piss. I'll roll me a blunt and go right back outside, bro. And I'll just sit down and keep writing, bro, or whatever I'm doing. Like sometimes I might be outside making a video, or like making a dance video for y'all, or writing a song, or looking for beats, right, or putting or organizing my stuff. I got over 40. What is it? 48, 4,000. I got over 4,000 dance videos, bro. I got to keep everything organized, bro. Work has been work, bro. It is what it is, bro. You know, it's been good. It's been good. I can't complain. I have a little bit of money. Right? I have what I need, bro. Which is, I'm doing worse than I've ever been in my whole life, bro. To be honest, I'm doing the worst. I've never been doing this bad, bro. I've never been doing this bad, bro. You understand? But I'm okay, and that's all that matters, bro. Is I'm okay, bro. I have what I need, bro, and that's all that matters, bro. You understand? So with that, I keep it pushing, bro. I'm still striving. I'm still pushing. I never lose faith in myself, bro, because I came too far to give up, bro. You crazy, bro? All right, I would never give up, but if I don't got this, the next thing is death, bro. Fuck that, bro. I ain't come here to just die, nigga. I came here to shine. I'm gonna shine, nigga. You out of your fucking mind, bro. Y'all better figure y'all shit out, bro. You understand? But I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy. I'm happy, bro. And I could be happier, but can't we all? Right? Can't we all? So with that said, I just been focusing on me. Keeping myself happy, bro, because that's all I can do. You know what I'm saying? I don't look for nobody, and nobody look for me. That's just how it's been my whole life, bro. If I don't pick up that phone, nobody pick up the phone, and that's just how I'm gonna leave it too. I'm gonna leave it just like that, bro. You understand? Because when I make it to where I'm going, bro, I want you to keep that same energy, bro. All of y'all niggas, bro, keep that same energy, bro. Because y'all already proved yourselves to me, bro. Mm-hmm. You plan on building one, bro? I already built mine, bro. I already built, tested, drove my shit around. I zip around in my shit almost every day, bro. I'm always in my UFO. I am the UFO, bro. The UFO is me. Mm-hmm. You understand? My body morphs into that shit, bro. But you can build yours. I'm gonna become mine. Right. So I'm gonna give a message today, bro, because I haven't gave one in a while, bro. Oh look, we got a brand new one too. Hopefully it's not too long, bro. Use your house to trial their blah 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 blah. Alright, so real quick, bro. The question is, why does everyone feel something big is coming? The description is something big is coming. That's funny as shit, bro. So look, this message came out an hour ago. It's from Valir, from the Palladians. Shout out GFL, yo. I fucking love GFL, bro. I love y'all, bro. I've been listening to y'all for years, bro. When I discovered y'all, bro, y'all blew my mind away with y'all messages, bro. All right, so how long is this fucking message, bro? It's 40 minutes, bro. Y'all ready? This is gonna be intense, bro. If you want, I can rap it, bro. Greetings, my friends. I'm Valia, Palladian group of emissaries. With so many new humans waking up, we thought we would prepare a message geared towards those of you who are relatively new to this awake and aware process. For those of you who heard some of these things before, please be patient with those who are acclimating to this brand new arena of existence. You were indeed there once. Many of you have noticed the growing mystery stirring quietly in your awareness, an inexplicable pull toward the year 2026. Across continents and cultures, unconnected starseeds and lightworkers are independently circling that date in their minds and hearts. For some, this awareness reveals itself as a gentle yet persistent thought, a date that returns to mind during meditation or quiet moments. For others, it may be a growing sense of anticipation that swells whenever you consider the road ahead. It is as if an inner compass shared by many points to 2026 without any external instruction. You find yourself wondering, why does this year feel so significant? The answer lives not in any official announcement or orchestrated plan, but in a collective intuition rising from the soul of the world. A subtle knowing is spreading, like the first light of dawn, wordless yet unmistakable. Each individual who senses it might assume they are alone in this feeling, yet countless others share the same gentle hunch. This is planetary intuition surfacing simultaneously, with many guided by a higher synchrony rather than a human agenda. No news, headline, or outside authority has planted this in you. It emerges unhidden from the depths of your own knowing. It is in the mystery that that ties these strangers together. A silent chorus attuned to the same note. Trust this quiet anomaly of feeling. It is real and it is significant, without fanfare or directive. An inner voice is people, or I'm sorry, an inner voice in people everywhere is whispering the name of that year. In heeding that whisper, will you acknowledge a deep collective wisdom at work, a mystery that beckons you to explore why 2026 echoes so strongly in the heart of humanity. In the landscapes of time, a few years ahead, and in the landscape of time, a few years stand out as a shining peak of consciousness, and 2026 is one such peak, a potential focal point in a collective psyche that many are drawn toward without fully knowing why. Think of 2026 as kind of like a psychic magnet. Its energy reaches across timelines, quietly tugging at dreams, visions, and synchronicities, pulling them into its orbit. If you found that hint to the future keep pointing you to this year, it is not a coincidence. It is unseen realms. 2026 emits a distinct frequency that calls out to the deeper layers of your awareness. Subtle currents and collective unconscious flow toward it as if responding to a gravitational pull. You might sense this when your thoughts effortlessly drift into what life could be then, or when meditations and creative inspirations inexplicably center around that year. Events in your life that seem unrelated start aligning in meaningful ways that highlight 2026, like pieces of a puzzle gathering around a forming picture. In truth, 2026 has become the center of a subtle vortex in time. Energy swirl toward it, gathering threads of meaning and possibility as they go. 2026 is not predestined to make things happen to you. Rather, your soul is magnetized to what 2026 symbolizes. It holds an invitation, an energetic promise that your inner self recognizes. This collective unconscious of humanity is responding to that promise en masse. So when you feel that pull, know that you are tuning into a larger pattern, an invisible beacon, guiding countless souls towards a moment rich with significance. In the quiet hours of sleep and in the in-between moments of walking, many of you are receiving vivid flashes that seem to brand themselves into your awareness. A recurring motive has emerged, the unmistakable imprint of 2026 appearing in dreams, meditations, or sudden daydreams, visions. You might wake with the number 2026 glowing in your mind's eye, or perhaps you see a specific date flash before fading away. Alongside these numeric markers, symbolic imagery floods in scenes of brilliant light pouring over landscapes and gathering of souls beneath skies alive with stars. Some have dreamed of standing in the crowd of the dawn of a new era, feeling an overwhelming sense of unity and purpose. Others report seemingly ordinary dreams that end with someone whispering 2026 just before they awaken. These occurrences are not curiosities or random brain flickers. They are deliberate markers, like signposts planted by your higher self and loving guides to ensure you don't miss the significance of what's approaching. If you have been quietly wondering whether anyone has these experiences Know that you are not alone. Such dream stamps are being reported by souls worldwide, each a personal yet interconnected announcement that something important new is near. Pay attention to how these dreams make you feel. Often there is urgency entwined with hope, a feeling that lingers long after waking. That resonance is your clue, confirming that beneath the imagery lies a message meant specifically for you. Trust that these flashes are part of your guidance system. They are gentle announcements from the subtle realms, preparing your heart and mind for the shift signified by the year 2026. Have you felt the days and weeks rolling by more quickly than before? As 2026 edges nearer, many are sensing that time itself is in a state of acceleration. What once felt like steady, predictable flow now seems to be rushing forward, as if the river of time is narrowing and picking up speed. This phenomenon can be called a time wave compression, the subjective feeling that events and personal lessons are folding in on themselves, arriving one after another, with little pause in between. You might notice that challenges and opportunities for growth, which used to space themselves over years, are now clustering lightlessly together. It is as though its curriculum has been intensified, compressing what you need to experience and learn into a shorter span. 1 month in the current energy can feel like it's a year worth of change and realization. This creates a sense of crescendo in your life, everything building, amplifying, moving towards some not yet distant climax. At times, it can be exhilarating. You sense a momentum carrying you swiftly towards breakthrough. Other times, it may feel overwhelming, as if you're barely keeping pace with the rapid unfolding of events. Know that this quickening is not your imagination. It is intimately tied to the energetic approach of 2026. When a significant threshold is on the horizon, the fabric of time and experience responds by stretching and then contracting like a deep breath before a leap. Take a heart that you are not running out of time. You are simply present for the grand acceleration. By staying centered amidst the rush, you will ride this accelerated new wave straight into the transformable moment it heralds. In times of imminent transformation, the collective mind begins to speak in the language of symbols and myth. Lately, you have noticed the resurgence of certain archetypal images on the stories people tell and the art they create. It is as if subconscious of humanity is bringing old potent symbols to the surface for all to see. In movies, books, and even casual conversations, themes like crossing a great bridge, enduring a cleansing fire, or stepping through a mysterious doorway are appearing with striking frequency. These images are not mere artistic fantasy. They are the psyche's way of preparing humanity for a major shift. The bridge appears as an archetype of transition, suggesting that humanity is collectively moving from one realm or way of being into another. This fire emerges as a symbol of purification and transformation, the burning, away of the old to make space for the new. The doorway stands open in dreams and in visions, inviting everyone to step courageously into the unknown future. You might find that such symbols also emerge in your personal life. Perhaps you dream of walking across an unstable bridge, or you feel drawn to paintings of doorways filled with light. Such surges of mythic archetypes signal that a tipping point is near. They carry assurance that humanity has stood at thresholds before and survived. They remind you on a deep level that what is coming, both significant and sacred. By recognizing these archetypal signs, you feel more at ease, understanding that a wiser collective mind is guiding the way and lighting the path to the threshold. Your body often knows truth before your mind can grasp it. In recent time, many of you have been feeling a peculiar stirring in your physical being whenever you think about the near future. It's as if 2026 sends an echo back in time that your cells can perceive, a resonance echoing in the body, a kind of like somatic frequency. Somatic prophecy. Perhaps you feel sudden butterflies in your stomach without obvious cause, or a flutter in your chest that catches you by surprise. Some experience a restless surge of energy coursing through their limbs on certain days, an almost electric anticipation that makes it hard to sit still. Even if the rhythm of your hearts may shift subtly, an unfamiliar quickening or a drum when your thoughts shift towards what lies ahead. These sensations arise not from anxiety or caffeine, but from deep intuitive response to the approaching tipping point. Your physical body is attuned to the Earth's energy and the collective field of humanity. As an energy builds towards 2026, Your body is picking up those frequencies like a radio tuned to a distant signal. It translates that signal into feelings, excitement, agitation, urgency, and even subtle trembling. You might notice it during meditation or when you hear news of world changes. Your body responds with knowing before your mind has words. Instead of dismissing these odd sensations, consider them messages. Just as animals can sense oncoming earthquakes, your human body can sense the shift in consciousness on the horizon. Listen to these resonance echoes with compassion and curiosity. These are signs on a cellular level. You are already preparing for the change to come. Y'all hear me, bro? I hope y'all paying attention, bro. One striking pattern in this awakening is the message of 2026 is arising independently in many communities. You might notice in many places a discussion in a meditation circle, astrology podcast, a yoga class sharing intuitive insights, or an indigenous elder speaking at a gathering. All touches on the significance of the year 2026, even forms of philosophy or self-improvement normally devoid of spiritual talk, find that date surfacing with uncanny consistency. Remarkably, no single guru or intuition is declaring 2026 as the focal point. Rather, the people from various traditions and belief systems are arriving at it at their own accord. It is as if each path of wisdom has a compass needle quietly turning them towards the same number. When followers of different paths start talking about the same time frame without any coordination, you can sense a genuine collective convergence at work. Picture parallel lines of thought that are not separately for years, gently bending toward the same intersection in time. In communities gathering across the world, from online groups to living room meetups, individuals are comparing notes and finding 2026 cropping up as a common reference. Those conversations are filled with surprises and relief as people realize that they privately felt is being sensed by others across the globe. Notably, this phenomenon spans continents. The intuition about 2026 arises in many languages and cultures, a shared knowing that transcends borders. All this crosstalk reinforces that the intuition of 2026 is authentic and widespread. The collective field is tuning itself without the central orchestrator to a particular moment that calls to everyone's inner knowing. On a higher plane of existence, this is not a fixed line, but a dynamic tapestry, woven from countless choices and possibilities. At any moment, there are multiple probability streams, different paths humanity and each individual might take. Usually, these streams diverge and meander in various directions. But every so often, they tend toward a common point, converging like many rivers meeting at the same ocean. The year 2026 is such a point of convergence. You can imagine it as a knot in the wave of fate where numerous threads and each representing a different storyline come together and intertwine. This is one reason the year keeps resurfacing in so many visions and intuitions. It lies at a crossroads of many potential futures. No matter which road you take, it seems to lead toward this time juncture as a place of resolution or decision. In the quantum sense, the energy of the collective intention is funneling towards a shared experience around 2026. If you tune into the field of possibilities, you might sense a kind of gathering, pressure, or focus there. It's not a doom or a predestined event, but rather an orchestrated meeting ground where many timelines synchronize. This convergence amplifies the significance of what happens in and around that year. It is as though life itself has an appointment for a grand meeting, and every path is invited. When you feel the pull of 2026 or see it recurring, understand that you are perceiving this field of convergence. It is a sign that your personal journey is aligning with a greater collective appointment, where threads of many stories will be woven into one shared moment. The resonance of 2026 is not only coming from the future, it's also rising from the past. Deep in the human psyche lies in the echoes of ancient knowing, whispers passed down through generations about a pivotal time to come. Your ancestors, be they shamans, prophets, or wise elders, carry visions of the future that they woven into stories and prophecies. Many prophets spoke of a distant era where the world will undergo a profound shift in consciousness. Though they may not have named the year, their foresight aligns with what you are sensing now. It is as if they ground your being, the ground of your being recognizes a familiar signal. The feeling that something big is near. It might actually be a memory, such as a premonition, a remembering of promises and warnings stated long ago. At the level of soul and DNA, you carry your lineage, your experiences, and hopes. Now, as the energy of this era activates, These Latin memories spark to life. You might find yourself drawn to the wisdom of your ancestors, experiencing deja vu when hearing modern intuitions about this time. Know that you not stand at this threshold alone. Behind you stand countless forebears who dreamed of this turning point. They are the ones who planted the seeds of awareness in the collective field, seeds that are now flowering within you. By honoring these ancestral echoes, perhaps through ceremony, meditation, or simple gratitude, you strengthen your connection to the guidance they offer. In this way, 2026 becomes just a date, not just a date in the future, but a bridge across time, linking you to the ancient past and its foresight. Underneath the surface of daily and politics, you might sense a deep unraveling at hand. Long-standing narratives that once held the collective imagination are growing thin and frayed. Many of the political and social truths that people took for granted are revealing themselves to be hollow or outdated. You are almost feel it in the air. You can almost feel it in the air. I love y'all, bro. Hold on. A loss of conviction in the old stories that leaders and intuitions repeat. By the time 2026 arrives, it is as if those worn out narratives will be too weak to contain the energy awareness of the populace. This isn't about one specific event or any single ideology falling apart. It's more like hairline cracks spreading across one solid mass day by day. The seams of the old reality are splitting open under the weight of truth. Perhaps you notice more individuals questioning what they're told, or you sense a collective impatience with business as usual explanations. People aren't sitting idly by waiting for some dramatic collapse. Rather, they are quietly withdrawing their energy from illusions that no longer serve. There's a growing sense that the power structures operating on fear and secrecy cannot sustain much longer in the rising light of transparency. This intuition is rooted in despair. This intuition isn't rooted in despair. It carries a note of liberation. As illusions crack, something much more authentic is getting ready to shine through. You might find yourself strangely calm, even as systems wobble, because at a soul level, you understand that the falling away of falsehood is necessary. It is the atmosphere of 2026. The inability of the old narratives to hold will encourage a collective turning point towards honesty, community, and new solutions that were previously kept in the shadows. If you attune your sense to the natural world, you may notice the earth herself is signaling the approach of something monumental. Subtle changes in ecosystems are unfolding in step with humanity's awakening, almost as if nature is keeping time with the collective spirit. Migratory patterns of birds and animals are shifting in unusual ways. Some species departing earlier, others altering ancient roots. Plants are offering surprises too. Flowers blooming out of season. Trees holding on to or shedding leaves at unexpected times. While scientists have various explanations for these anomalies, there is a quieter spiritual explanation. The living earth is a conscious being, and her rhythms are intertwined with the human consciousness. As 2026 nears, it is as though Gaia is adjusting her heartbeat to synchronize with the coming change. These natural shifts act as kind of a countdown, a soft kicking of Earth's clock that's only the attentive can fully hear. Consider how animals often sense earthquakes or storms before they arrive. In a similar way, the wild creatures may be sensing an energetic storm of transformation. They respond by changing their patterns, indirectly alerting humanity to pay attention. Even unusual weather carries messages, unreasonable warmth or cold that feels symbolic in timing, far from random. Such events can show Earth aligning in her cycles with the crescendo building in human affairs. When you witness these ecological anomalies by listening with your heart, underneath the scientific reasonings lies a simple truth. Nature and humanity are in this together. The Earth is not an idle backdrop to the human story, but a co-participant, subtly preparing and guiding humanity toward the threshold of 2026. Have you found the coincidences are piling up lately almost faster than you? Can you rationalize them away in the lead up of 2026? The phenomenon of synchronicity is shifting into overdrive. What might once have been occasional subtle hints from the universe can now feel like an avalanche of meaningful events. You can think of a known friend and they unexpectedly reach out the next day. You stumble on an article that answers a question you were pondering just hours before. Uncanny patterns like repeatedly encountering the same symbol, phrase, or number, then a cluster around you with increasing frequency. It's as if reality itself is exuberantly co-conspiring to get your attention. The closer you get to that pivotal year, the more volume is turned up on these cosmic winks. Some days it might feel like everything is a sign, each moment layered with significance and interconnection. This is not your imagination overreacting. Rather, the year 2026 acts as kind of like an amplifier for synchronicity. Because as many destinies and intentions are converging, the web of life is lighting up with the points of connection. Imagine a symphony where every instrument suddenly tunes to the same note. You hear resonance everywhere. In the same way as human hearts and minds align toward a shared threshold, events click into place in astounding ways. Instead of being bewildered by this avalanche, you can welcome it as validation. These synchronicities are affirmations that you are in a flow with a greater pattern. They whisper that you are actively where you need to be, riding in the crest of a wave towards 2026 with the universe as your playful guide. Not only the consciously awakened are feeling the approach of change, even those who have shown no interest in such matters are beginning to stir. You might notice people in your life who once dismissed spiritual talk now wearing the subtle frown of uncertainty or curiosity. When the future comes up, perhaps a friend who never meditated suddenly mentions odd dreams or a gut feeling that they can't shake. Or a family member who used to roll their eyes at intuition now asks quietly, have you been feeling something different lately? These are the sleeper's first movements, the initial stirrings of those who have slumbered through their early alarms. Their conscious minds may not understand why they feel a bit restless or why 2026 as a topic draws their attention, but their deeper selves know at the subconscious level, every human is being tuned into this collective currents. As the energy of the tipping point builds, even the most unlikely individuals are being gently nudged from within. They experienced it as a vague anxiety, an unexplained anticipation, or a sudden interest in seeking answers. This is their soul whispering that it's time to wake up, even if they aren't fully interpret the message yet. Observe these changes with compassion and encouragement. Instead of saying, I told you so, recognize the change, recognize the courage it takes for a once skeptical mind to question its reality. You know, that was hard for me too, bro. So I understand, bro. Many more will join this awakening as 2026 nears, and each in their own way. Every sleeper who stirs adds to the collective momentum, and also their late arrival is part of the perfect timing orchestrated by the universe. Sometimes the universe communicates in the subtlest of ways through the landscape of signs, symbols, and especially numbers. Many of you have started noticing the number 2026 popping up with uncanny frequency in your daily life. It might be on the total on a grocery receipt coming to 2025, right? The clock seemingly paused at 2025, 8:25 p.m. Each evening you glance at it, or a random license plate or a street address containing the sequence 2026. At first you might write off these as random occurrences, but as they repeat, a pattern emerges too deliberate to ignore it. It is as if reality itself is highlighting that number, gently tapping you on the shoulder with it over and over. These numerical nudges carry a vibrational message. Numbers have their own energy, and 2026 has become a kind of shorthand in the fabric of existence signaling. Pay attention when you see it. Notice what you were thinking or feeling in that moment. Chances are the appearance of 2026 is underscoring the importance of that thought or of confirming you're aligned with your path. Such signs are the universe's way of speaking directly to your intuitive mind, bypassing the logical filters. Over time, as you acknowledge the significance, these occurrences often increase, almost like a playful conversation between you and the cosmos. Rather than shrugging them off, you begin to welcome these moments with a knowing smile. That's what I learned how to do. Right? I communicate with them all day, bro. Each 2026 you consider, each 2026 you encounter in the wild feels like a friend reminding you of something you've agreed to remember. In this way, existence itself emphasizes the year, preparing you gently and persistently for what it holds in store. Emotions ripple beyond the individual, forming an atmosphere everyone can feel. Lately, as 2026 draws near, sensitive souls are sensing distinct waves in the emotional climate. You might wake up one day with an inexplicable heaviness as if carrying sadness or anxiety that isn't entirely your own. You're filled with buoyant hope or excitement that comes from nowhere. It's as though the air itself carries different moods at different times. In truth, you are tuning into the collective emotional field, a field in flux as the threshold is near. Think of it like the earth's own heartbeat or breath, sometimes a tense inhale of concern, other times a relieved exhale of optimism. You are not imagining these shifts, they are real energetic pulses, coursing through the shared consciousness. When a significant turning point approaches, collective fears and aspirations rise to the surface. Long suppressed activities may swell into a powerful cloud of tension, only to be cleared by surges of collective hope and resolve. As an attuned soul, you may feel these changes more accurately, like an emotional barometer. Remember, what you feel isn't yours alone. It's a sign of the deep connection to the whole. When the emotional climate of your turbulent ground yourself, when the emotional climate grows turbulent, ground yourself and send compassion into the field. When the atmosphere brightens with hope, let it lift you. By recognizing these feelings as part of your bigger pattern, you can navigate them with grace, contributing your calm heart to the earth's changing rhythm. When the light grows stronger, the shadow often reacts by flaring up in a final attempt to hold its ground. Many intuit that 2026 approaches, the forces of fear and manipulation in the world may reach a peak of intensity, not because they are winning, but because they sense that their time is ending. It's like the last fear storm before the calm, or the final act of a play, where the tension briefly heightens before resolution. In the collective arena, you might observe more blatant efforts to sow division, amplify fear, or tighten control. All patterns of conflict and deception could surge as if in overdrive, desperate to reassert themselves. On a personal level, you might also face echoes of old shadows, sudden doubts, resurfacing fears, or challenges you thought you had already overcome. Understand, this is the shadow's last surge, just as a candle flame dances wildly before extinguishing. Outdated energies can thrash about as they lose their grip. The intensity of negative or chaotic events around 2026 is not a sign of darkness prevailing. It is a sign of it exhausting itself. This perspective helps you not to be overly frightened if things momentarily seem to worsen on the surface. Hold your center. Stay anchored in truth. By witnessing these final shadow plays without giving them power, you help transmute them. Every time you choose love over fear, clarity over confusion, you diminish the shadow fuel. The dawn follows the darkest hour, and as you pass through this brief turbulence, you carry the torch of hope that ensures the darkness will give way to a new light. Envision the year 2026 not as an apocalyptic event, but as a sacred night of passage for humanity. Instead of a disaster or a single explosive moment, see it as a collective threshold that humanity is destined to cross. In truth, it is like an initiation ceremony unfolding mostly in the realm of spirit and consciousness. Imagine humanity as a traveler standing before a great invisible doorway, one by one, without fanfare or conscious recognition. People step through this doorway in their own way. Some mark it with deliberate ritual, prayer, meditation, or gathering to welcome a new era. Others might cross it simply by making a profound personal choice or by letting go of an old belief that no longer serves them. Whether dramatic or subtle, each step matters and contributes to the whole. By the time the calendar reads 2026, millions will have quietly enacted their part in this crossing. It'll happen not because of a decree or any forced global event, but through the accumulation of countless individual awakenings and transformations. It is like a wave of people lighting countless candles one by one until the darkness is illuminated. You are a part of this. Whether you are a special acknowledgement or simply live the change daily, the power of a ritual lies in intention. And in this case, the intention is to move from an old story into a new one. So that threshold year arrives. Hold it in your heart, the knowing that humanity is engaged in a subtle yet profound ceremony, a collective step into a newer dawn that has been prepared in the unseen realms. It is important to understand that the significance of 2026 isn't the calendar date itself. It is the transformation happening within you as you prepare for it. This is the time. This time is an invitation to a deep presence. Instead of anxiously looking ahead, life asks you to focus on the here and now. The true tipping point is not a single day, but the sum of many small moments where you choose growth, love, and authenticity over old patterns, facts. Think of each decision as a vote for the reality you wish to see. Each time you practice compassion, listen to your intuition, or speak your truth, you weave the fabric of the future. These micro choices build momentum like individual drops, filling a vessel until it overflows into change. By becoming the best version of yourself, kind, aware, courageous, you align with the energy that will define the coming era, 2026. This, in this sense, is already unfolding through who you are becoming today. This perspective shifts from you passively expecting something to actively co-creating it. The invitation is to treat each day as sacred preparation, as a chance to infuse the present with the qualities you hope the future holds. You understand? Ironically, by embracing the present moment fully, you dissolve much of the anxiety about the future. You realize that the power has been in your hands and heart all along. Through every small mindful choice you make on this path toward that collective threshold, picture humanity as a grand orchestra assembling on the cosmic stage. For a while now, the musicians, each soul has been tuning their instruments amid a cacophony of sound. It may have felt chaotic or discordant, but that was only preparation. The conductor's baton is poised to give the downbeat. Uh, and 2026 is the moment. That first note resonates. The reason you hold so many, the reason you and so many others feel anticipation is because deep down you know you have a role in the symphony about to be played. No instrument is insignificant. uh, and I lost where I was at. Every sound is needed to create the harmony of the new era. Some will carry the melody in the form of leadership, innovation. Others will keep the rhythm by holding communities together with love and support. Many will add subtle, beautiful undertones through healing, art, prayer, or simply their presence. All are essential. When the downbeat comes, it won't necessarily be marked by a grand external event, but by an inner readiness, a collective inhale, before creation pours forth. In that instant, all of the seemingly separate efforts cohere into one beautiful composition. So if you feel a mix of nerves and excitement, know it's a natural for an orchestra before the performance. There's a deep breath and trust, or take a deep breath and trust the songs to come. 2026 is the opening chord, not the finale, of what humanity will create together. You understand? I'm gonna say that again. 2026 is the opening chord, not the finale, of what humanity will create together. As you stand with your instrument in hand, remember that you were born for this time. Listen for the cue. Stay true to your unique note. And when that moment comes, play with all your heart. The world will be richer with all of our love. I am Valer. That was beautiful, bro. That was beautiful, bro. I love it, bro. Right? Thank you, Valer. Shout out to Valer, bro. Shout out to GFL. And before I forget, bro, these groups might lose their. I almost forgot, bro. I can't forget this, bro. So, real quick, bro, this is channeled by David Kira. So, shout out David Kira. Thank you for that channel, bro. We love you, bro. It was narrated by yours truly, bro, by me, Yahweh, bro. I love y'all, bro. Right, and I'm leaving this live here, bro. Mr. Shadow, thank you for tuning in, bro. Stay tuned. I'm gonna go live more, bro. I'm gonna stop fucking around, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna continue to give God's word, bro. I love y'all, bro. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Have a great day, bro.